watching the NFL on.
From Randy Moss, everything the Vikings have done has worked on the Giants side. Heartbreak. Brian Westbrook with his 84-yard punt return turned victory into defeat for the Giants, their second tough special teams loss of the year. They say they could be 4-2. The fact is, you are what you are, 2-4, and he is what he is. As you look at Jeremy Shockey and Randy Moss as the Vikings get set to go, and Minnesota has won the toss and will get the ball first, guys.
Well, I think you're right, Dick, when you talk about the New York Giants and the season that they've had up to this point. Outside of a couple of plays, they very easily could be 4-2, but I think you make a great point in saying in the National Football League, you are what you are. And right now, this is a team that has struggled. They've struggled, obviously, on special teams, and they're a 2-4 team.
But don't be fooled, because this is a talented football team with the Giants.
Mike Tice, whose Vikings, going back to last year, have won 9 straight. That is the longest current winning streak in the league. And trying to keep it going. And the Vikings will get the ball first. Brett Conway kicking off. Keenan Howery and Doug Chapman are back deep. And Doug Chapman, who was given the return duties on kickoffs this week, and brings it back to about the 27-yard line. And that is where Dante Culpepper, in his second start since breaking a couple of bones in his lower back, will bring it out. And the offensive line doing a great job with ex-Giant Mike Rosenthal at right tackle.
Yeah, and I think when you look at the Giants and what's happened to them, that's the guy that they probably miss. Of course, Mike Rosenthal came to the Vikings from the New York Giants this season.
And they are thin at wide receiver, and opening up will be the rookie Ontario Smith at the setback as the Vikings start from the 27. Throwing on first down, Culpepper giving ground and a screen pass to Smith. And the flashy rookie, the number 4 pick, gets a first down, carrying it out close to the 45-yard line. A 16-yard pickup on the first play from scrimmage.
Well, anytime you're running a screen, what typically happens is you've got to have great timing, and usually the lineman will get out in front too fast. But you see the block that Dave Dixon makes is tremendous in allowing Ontario Smith to get behind him and then get back to the outside.
So a big gain on first down with Smith, the backup running back, and the Vikings with another first down on the 44. And the ground play to Smith trying to go off the right side, and will lose about 3 yards with good personal in other ways. From the 48, here's Collins with time going for Shockey, who makes the catch. In a jump ball situation with Corey Chavis, the strong safety, a 17-yard gain, a first down in Minnesota territory.
And that really wasn't a whole lot of a route. You look at Jeremy Shockey and what exactly he's doing. He's just coming out here to the flat, starts like he's going up the field, turns around, and it was just a size advantage. Kerry Collins recognizes it and gets it up high where he can get it.
You know, it's what the Vikings do with Randy Moss. They go down there and just find somebody that's a little shorter than Moss and throw it up, let him make the catch.
Shockey leading the Giants in receptions and leading all tight ends in the league, as Barber with a good block, picking up another first down and more. And Chris David Deal, the rookie from Illinois, as Barber picks up 16. And right now for a game break, let's go to Los Angeles and Chris Rhodes.
All right, he's in the second half of the game.
The decade.
Hey, Seattle's 5-1. First down at the 19. Wide open is Ike Hilliard, and Hilliard to the 5 will score. And the Giants, wow, their impressive offensive runs of the season on the 19-yard touchdown pass, have taken the lead, shocking this crowd, Troy.
Well, it's a great drive by the Giants, and I know at Friday's practice when the Vikings were working on red zone offense, they said, hey, look, we have got to account for number 88, Ike Hilliard. You watch him. This is where he's exceptional. He starts in, pivots out. They run a little bit of a natural pick with Marcellus Rivers, which confuses the defender, but there's nobody there to cover Ike Hilliard.
Brett Conway with the extra point, and the Giants take a 7-3 lead. Well, no hangover from last week's heartbreaking setback, as Kerry Collins finds Ike Hilliard 19 yards to give the Giants the lead. Down catch of the year, and I guess the offensive line did a pretty good job on that 76-yard drive. Collins throwing the touchdown pass. Giants, who beat the Vikings 27-20 here at the Metrodome last November, shocking them early on here, overcoming that early field goal. So Brett Conway will kick off. And Doug Chapman will return this inside the 5. Chapman up to the
completions.
Second down and 8 from the 15. Giants with a 4-man rush and play action. Culpepper again had time, loses the ball, and it's an incomplete pass, finally ruled by referee Tony Corretti, and it was Michael Strahan finally getting to Culpepper.
Yeah, Michael Strahan working against Mike Rosenthal, and these guys know each other very well. We talked about Mike Rosenthal having been with the Giants prior to this season, and Strahan has just been playing exceptionally well here over the last 3 games. He's got a number of sacks, and he's wreaked havoc on each quarterback that they've gone up against.
I'll tell you what, Michael Barrow that time had Randy Moss running right down the middle of the field, stride for stride with him. It's what allowed to set up Strahan to get the pressure.
At the first down on their own 41. And the pitch to Mo Williams, and on the reverse to Moss, and that'll crackle a fumble or a tackle made back at the 25 by Osi Umenyiora, the Giant rookie. Last week, the Giants attempted a similar play against the Eagles, and they did fumble the ball. This time, they lose 12.
Yeah, I think the Giants are getting better on these reverses. Remember that game a few games back against the Miami Dolphins, and it really hurt them this time. Umenyiora just standing right there, and that's got to be a little bit of an uncomfortable feeling for a defensive lineman to see Randy Moss coming at him on a one-on-one situation, but he very calmly just got him on the ground.
Probably more uncomfortable for Randy Moss to see a big defensive lineman.
Second down and 22, and the Giants show blitz and the handoff to Mo Williams, and nothing doing. And Williams finally gets out, slithers out to the 30, and only ends up with 2 yards, and Strahan again in the middle. That's Mr. Moss, circled by Mr. Aikman. Third down and 20. All day does Culpepper have, it's like a Hail Mary, Randy Moss downfield, and he goes up with it, and the pass incomplete. Looked like he had it, but Will Allen and Omar Stoudemire. But how about that pass with a lot of time that almost was a completion?
Well, we showed Randy Moss at the start of the play, and he had 2 guys on him. You got a corner and then a safety back over the top. Actually, it's Will Allen over the top playing the safety position. But this is what Minnesota does, and when you only rush 3 and you give Dante Culpepper an opportunity to sit in the pocket, then he's going to get a chance to throw it.
Here's the thing the Giants thought they could take advantage of. Randy Moss, even though he's big and even though he jumps, he generally tries to cradle the ball on the catch instead of going up at its highest point. And that time, Will Allen able to strip it out of there.
Flag is down as Eddie Johnson, the rookie punter, and a big bounce for the Vikings. It'll go inside the 15. No one's perfect. Second and 8 on the 33. And here's Kerry Collins with a fade, and the pass is caught by Tim Carter inside the 5. So Denard Walker, who limped off the field hurt on the previous play, comes back and is burned to the tune of 30 yards to Tim Carter.
You know, I know we're wearing this out, but watch Ian Allen and watch this offensive line. Kerry Collins has an unbelievable pocket. Look, there is nobody around him. He's stepping up. He's making throws, and the Giants are doing what they said they could do. They said, if we can get the one-on-one matchups, our receivers are better than these corners.
Well, if they go one-on-one on Tim Carter, you're going to see him running by a lot of people. He's probably the fastest guy on the team.
First and goal at the 3, and here's Tiki Barber, and picks up about a yard. Chris Hovan right in the middle, puts a stop in, and Tiki Barber, who gets the pitch, and Barber going back. It's a flea flicker. Collins looking downfield to Amani Toomer. Flag is down, and Toomer makes the catch, but there's a penalty. Toomer down at the 21-yard line, and it would be 51 yards, but we will have a interference call.
That is the exact same play we saw him run against the Colts last year.
Contact, defense, number 27. The penalty is declined. Result of the play.
Ryan Russell, the free safety, and a big gainer for the Giants going to their trickery with Halloween coming up at the end of the week.
And Troy, this is about the same way I remember it. Right at the end of the or beginning of the second half, they come out, they hand the ball to Tiki Barber. He's going to come on a sweep, throw the ball back across the grain to Kerry Collins, and then it's just wide open down the field to Amani Toomer. That is the exact same play, and it worked almost that well. It's for a touchdown against Indy, though.
Here is Barber getting good yardage on first down.
Well, you got to come back and go up and try to catch the ball at its highest point. That's something he failed to do.
And the kick is blocked. Beagle's kick is blocked. And the Giants picking it up. And one of their linebackers, Wesley Mallard, picking it up, but Jack Brewer blocked the punt for the Vikings.
Now, I'm not positive about this rule, but I think I remember behind the line, you can advance it.
You can advance it.
New York's ball, first down.
Now, if this ball had gone beyond the line of scrimmage, they could not advance it, but because it was blocked and it was behind the line of scrimmage, you're allowed as a punting team to pick it up and advance it. What an unbelievable play in the ball game to end up with a first down of a block punt.
Well, that's the first time anything positive has come on special teams off of a negative play.
So instead of a recovery and maybe a touchdown for the Vikings, Wesley Mallard, the linebacker from Oregon, makes a huge alert play, and the Giants retain possession. Tiki Barber on first down does not get much. No gain on the play, starting from the 25. Brewer with a great block, but watch Mallard. He became a running back here.
I tell you, that was a heads-up job by him of getting the ball and knowing what he had to do and to keep running and pick up the first down. And I guarantee you Mike Tice is upset about that.
So the Giants get a spark. See if they take advantage of it, as wide open is Ike Hilliard, and Hilliard knocked out of bounds at the 37, his 8th catch of the game, tying his career high. Tiki Barber, and a couple for Barber, who has surpassed Frank Gifford for the most all-purpose yards of the Giants. Barber now needed 106 coming into the game to pass Frank Gifford, who was one of the great Giant stars out of USC. He was a matinee idol and a great player for the New York Giants. Became a great broadcaster as well. And I don't know of a classier individual of anyone I've ever met in any sport than Frank Gifford out of Bakersfield, California. Second down and 9 from the 32-yard line. And Shockey in stride has it in the open field. Jeremy Shockey to the 30-yard line. Uses both hands to cradle the ball and gets down to the 23. A gain of 46 for the Giants.
You know, George O'Leary talked about it coming into the game, that they really felt that they were going to have to try to double up on Jeremy Shockey. That time he was man-to-man with Chris Claiborne, and he was just able to run away from Chris Claiborne. And Kerry Collins does a great job there of hanging in the pocket, getting the ball in Shockey's hands, and then, of course, Shockey does everything with it after he makes the catch.
And they're going to get half the distance to the goal for roughing the passer on top of it. I tell you, that is the kind of play they've been waiting for.
Here is the penalty on Collins, roughing the passer. So half the distance, and the Giants will now have a first down on the Viking 11, trailing by 1, 17-16. Here is Barber off the left side to the 5. Tiki Barber dives in, touchdown. Flag is down, back at the 12. Giants with a touchdown pending the call by the officials.
Well, you know what it is.
Yes, it's holding.
I mean, it's the Giants in the red zone, so you know there's something going to happen down there.
A hold, but now they are set back to the 21. They were on the 11. First down with 6:47 in the fourth. And play action and plenty of time. Here is Shockey, and Jeremy Shockey down to the 1. So they have fouled their tight end, and there's another penalty flag down on the opposite side of the field. Corey Chavis defending against the big tight end. And this may go against the Vikings. Illegal use of the hands against Minnesota, and it'll be first and goal.
I tell you what, that's a great call by Jim Fossil right there. You get play action, and he's going to come all the way across the field after a little delay. Watch him delay like he's going to block. Everybody flows away. Then he gets up and crosses over the field. Kerry Collins takes it, throws it all the way back across.
That's a play that you typically see down in the goal line area, but Jeremy Shockey goes down.
Hands to the face, defense, number 26. The penalty is declined. Second down.
They decline the penalty because it'll be second down inside the 5. Otherwise, it would have been a first down at the 16. The Giants in much better position here.
Yeah, Shockey goes down, acts like he's going to block. He then runs across the field. Kerry Collins, he comes out to his right on the boot, gets everybody flowing that way, leaves Jeremy Shockey wide open.
Dorsey Levens lines up at tailback. Second and goal at the 1. Here is Levens. And it'll bring up third down for the Giants. Again, the question is, can they score in the red zone? No gain on that play, Chris.
Well, I tell you, it has just been a nightmare down here, and unquestionably, you have to kick the field goal. I mean, there's no decision, no matter how close you are on fourth and an inch or whatever, you're going to have to take the lead. So this is the play of the ball game right now.
Well, it's a big difference between having to settle for a field goal and coming away off this drive with a touchdown.
Barber replaces Levens and shifts over into the slot.
Here we go. This is how they blew it last year. Empty backfield.
Wide to the right is Rivers. And there's the quick pass thrown behind Shockey. Flag down, however, on the right side.
It looked like they got the Vikings offsides on the call.
And if so, it would be a first and goal for the Giants.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge mistake.
I want it. I don't want it. You don't want it. Who wants it?
Tice wants it.
Offside. Defense. Left defensive end. Penalty assessed half the distance to the goal. Remains third down.
Lance Johnstone.
Right there. You know, it's interesting. We were talking with Kerry Collins last night, and he said there are two guys that always think they can get off on the snap count. One being Hovan, one being Johnstone. That time, a big mistake may end up costing his team a ball game.
It's third down. And they give it to Tiki Barber, who gets over for the score. Tiki Barber tripped up and lunged and got the ball over the plane for the 2-yard touchdown.
And a 2-point conversion coming here now.
2-point conversion would give the Giants a 7-point lead.
Okay, I got it.
Well, just great effort right here by Tiki Barber. He gets contact, and yet he's still able to extend out and put the ball across the goal line for the touchdown. And Jim Fossil, knowing exactly what he has to do, signaling out, going for the 2-point conversion to try to make this a 7-point game.
This is the Giants' second 2-point try of the year. They are 1 for 1. They lead by 5, looking to make it 7. And here is Collins, and his pass, unable to handle it, was Hilliard. He looked open in the end zone, and the score will remain 22-17 New York.
Well, it looked like
he's made it pay off. Third down and 7 from the 14. And here is Collins trying to go to Hilliard. Touchdown! Ike Hilliard, battling against Brian Williams, got loose and catches what could be the game-clinching touchdown. But with the Giants, you never know, a 14-yard strike.
Well, we've talked about all the opportunities that the Giants have failed to capitalize on. Here is a great example of them taking advantage. They get the ball in great field position. On third down, they got Ike Hilliard singled up. And this is just a nice throw by Kerry Collins, giving him an opportunity, and Ike Hilliard going and getting the football.
You know, it was a little hesitate and go, and then he dipped back underneath. I tell you, I can't imagine a much more difficult route to try and cover for Brian Williams. But Ike Hilliard is really having a breakout day today. 2
touchdown receptions by Ike Hilliard. Brett Conway with the extra point. And with 3:39 to go, Frank Walker, one of the heroes for the Giants.
And let's not forget this offensive line right here. The Vikings brought pressure, and they were able to block it up, which afforded Kerry Collins the time to get that ball off, and that's why they had the one-on-one opportunity.
And that's what set it up. Walker's interception. The Giants in front now, 29-17. They had never lost 4 consecutive games since Jim Fossil has been their head coach. This was a team really on the brink at 2-4 on the year and last place in the division. And with the Dallas Cowboys losing, the Giants in a position now to be just 2 games back in the loss column. So this could be a huge game if they hold on.
Well, it is a huge game. And
today includes green.